So just take a quick review and we will write a few programs. There were a lot of queries related with the functions basics. We are going to write a program using functions only in the future. So basics of functions are very important. So basic terminology is function. The main function has to be there. Okay. We tried to write user-defined functions, right? The function call, function definition, prototype, return type, actual arguments, formal arguments. We have seen that within a couple of programs. We will write one or two programs today. Okay. Uh, as I had told you, the program when we are going to write C program, we should not crunch that in a one simple function. So we should divide that whole code into small manageable tasks or modules. That's why it is called a structural programming or modular programming. It is basically C programming language is based on procedure oriented programming, whereas C++, Java, Python, and many more languages are based on object oriented programming. So methodology is quite different. Procedure oriented programming is basically top down programming approach. It's called it top down programming, whereas object oriented programming methodology is based on is called a bottom up programming, right? So exactly reverse method is there, right? These are basically parts of function. Somebody asked me what is the function prototype. Perhaps Shivaji asked me what is the role of function prototype. It is also called as the function declaration as well as function signature in the industry. A function prototype is an intimation to the compiler, right? Intimation to the compiler how you are going to call the function, how the function is going to behave when you are going to call the function in your code. So compiler should be aware, right? It is like a few of you have already purchased my that course. Thank you very much. In that, you will see all these things with the help of animation. From there only, I will give you an example. What is exactly the function prototype? A real life example I will tell you. Suppose, now these days, this uh, pandemic has completely changed life of everyone, not India but throughout the world. But basically, before that, okay, our life was quite completely different. And we used to call you are a college student, so you used to call some of your friends in your home uh, for some on Sunday. I don't know you do these kind of things or not. You might be calling some friends to your home on Sunday kind of thing, right? For some tea or some snacks, kind of a small get together. So how this function, how this procedure takes place? Basically, as soon as uh, inform your uh, friends that come on visit my home on next coming Sunday, right? At come at morning for tea and snacks kind of thing. So once you invite those your friends, what do you do first? What is your first move? Okay, can you tell me in the chat what do you? Okay, Riju is saying that he will inform his mom first, right? That is the answer. Okay, so our first move should be to inform your mom. So while informing her, Okay, you will pass on some information to her, right? So you will inform your mom that okay, coming Sunday. So you will tell her the date, time. Okay, at the same time, you will tell her that no, uh, three boyfriends are there, two girlfriends are there, right? So in all five you are going to come, right? Then they are coming for uh, breakfast. Okay, that is also important, right? If they are coming for lunch, okay, and your mother prepares a breakfast, complete mess will be there, right? You will also tell her that okay, three out of five you are prefer tea, okay, the rest of one of them prefer coffee, one of them doesn't take anything, he doesn't take coffee or tea, okay. So you will inform her. This process is basically intimation to your mother, right? So that she is prepared, right, on that day when they actually come. So here function prototype is or declaration is same thing. You are intimating to the compiler beforehand, before you call the function. So you are informing, okay, how many arguments function is going to take, what is the data type of each of that argument, right? What is the name of the function, and what function will return. Okay, first of all, whether function is going to return or not, and if it is returning, what function is going to return, right? So this is basically function prototype, right? Function definition is actually that process, okay, that procedure that we call it is the function definition, okay, which is going to be executed when you call the function. Function will be executed only when you call, right? Exception is there in the C++ that we call it is the constructor, okay, but that is different story altogether, right? That is a special function which is executed without calling. So function will be as far as C is concerned, function will be called only function will be executed only when you call. So you call 10 times, the control will be passed to that function definition 10 times, and 10 times it will be executed, right? Now in C we have seen that a variable if else, right, can be nested. So one if else block can be written inside if or inside else, okay. So that kind of nesting is possible. As far as loops are concerned, one loop can be nested inside another loop. That is also possible, and we need that, right? But function cannot be nested in C language. Okay, so you cannot write one function definition inside another function definition. It is not valid, it is not accepted, it doesn't work, compiler will give an error. So function is a completely different body. One function definition cannot be written inside another function definition. Okay, is that clear? Okay. So it means one function block cannot be inside another function block. I told you a function can may return a value or may not return a value. Okay. Sometimes that return value is of importance, not always. Huh? If this program is executed, right, it will be in the hello world, right? Now, I told you that if I write print x and somebody, a couple of students from you ask, what if function doesn't return? Okay, so it depends upon that what that function is doing first of all, right? In our user defined functions, also function may return or may not return. We are going to write a few programs where function performs some task but doesn't return anything. Okay, that also happens. So this printf is a library function, right? So if I write something like x is equal to, right, and if we try to print that value itself, the contents of x. So it is that 13. Now you may feel that 13 is a garbage value. Garbage? It is not a garbage value. Okay, it is not a garbage value. Basically, printf function, when control goes to printf function inside the library, that function, no, it must have it must be having some code. Okay, and this is an argument to the printf function. This whole, it is a string, right? So that is sent as an argument to printf function. So as far as this is a function call, right? This is an argument sent to the printf function, right? If I write suppose like this, you some of you may not understand this, but no problem. We will come to that later on. If I write like this, right, then printf function can be like this. Printf function can be like this, and it works. There is no problem. It will work as earlier. So what I mean here, this is an argument here, right? Now I have made little bit of changes. That is different story, right? Because we never write printf statement in this fashion. I will explain this when we are going to see the string chapter in C language later onwards. But printf function, this is an argument, right? This is an argument, and this argument is sent, and that printf function has got its own body, which prints contents to and sent to the console window, right? That is the task of that function. Huh? But at the same time, this printf function returns something which is not of use. That's why we do not write function call function in that fashion. But it returns an integer value, right? I think I show you that studio.h sometimes. Let me see whether it is. Yes, it is there, right? So I showed you this is the studio.h file which we have included here. So if I show you here, somewhere printf is there, right? I hope you can see this. Okay. So see here, this is the return type, right? This is the return type. This is the, see, this is actually a prototype of printf function. This is a prototype of printf function. Okay. This is the first argument, formal argument, right? And this is something which for that you need to that learn C++. Basically, there is a huge, I mean, detailed theory on this. This is the name of the function, right? This is the name of the compiler. This is the function calling convention. It is a calling convention, right? Separate function calling mechanisms are there. It is called a convention basically, right? Uh, 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 like in real life, I can give you example. I can now tell you, if you since you are a student, I don't know these days attendance is taken in the class in your college or not. Okay, but separate no faculties have got separate style of attendance. Okay, so somebody will start from 1 if roll numbers are there, right? So that is his style, right? Second might take randomly. Okay, so like his roll number one roll. So each day he will apply uh, random calling. So 155, 27. Okay, so that uh, so that time taken is less, and so that this is a game of chance again. Okay, so it may happen that out of 60 students, suppose he sometimes he randomly pick up only 20 roll calls, or sometimes only 5, or sometimes 30, or even 60. Don't know. Okay, somebody may take attendance in a reverse order like 60, 59. Right, it may happen. Somebody may take attendance like by directly name, right? Like no uh, Piyush Agarwal, right? Or Udaya, some kind of thing, right? So these are separate no methods of taking attendance. Ultimate result is same, but style is different. So calling convention is a kind of thing. Okay, so this see under this code block MinW compiler, this has got the compiler, or this compiler, this is a calling convention, and this is basically the return time. Okay, I don't know what is this. This is added some few days. One has to know go into that details and find out that. But this much I have explored on my own, right? So uh, when this function is returns, it returns number of characters printed, right, on the screen. So suppose I read hello world. Okay, if I read how are you, something. If I add these characters, definitely it will return more number of characters. Okay. In a state way, printf function returns number of characters printed on the screen. That's it. So it prints 25. So function returns something, right? Likewise, uh, if I write uh, printf the number red scanning, right? For saying D and X, right? And printing that. Now, if I nothing big is going to happen. Okay, it will ask for some number. Suppose 85, and it prints X is equal to 80. If I write here, suppose and call the function y is equal to. If I run this code, then I'm teaching you the core function basics, which are not covered in the book. So if I enter suppose 5, right, it will print y is equal to 1. So what is that? What does it mean? The scanf function returns number of inputs taken. Right? Sometimes number of characters printed by printf function might be useful for you. We do not know what would be our requirement while writing a code, right? And sometimes number of inputs taken from the keyboard that might be required for you. I gave you how I taught you the intricacies of printf and scanf. How to use this depends upon situation. Sometimes you may feel, you may need, you should be knowing that. That's why while teaching uh, function chapter, I discuss this. Right? Okay. Slide. Right. So I talk about actual arguments, formal arguments. I also told that actual arguments and formal arguments can have same name. Okay, functions are like closed body. So what happens inside one function is not visible to another function. Right? Uh, I haven't talked about call stack, but I will come to that. Not in this chapter. Later in the some other chapter. All right. Return type of main function I taught. Return type of user defined function I told. Returning values and intricacies of return. Right. Now, I'll try to implement maximum, what you can say, maximum concepts learned from uh, learned till today, right? So that everything is refreshed in your mind, right? Since this inbuilt uh, webcam I'm using, the level of that keyboard is, I'm not used to that level of keyboard, so I'm facing some you know inconvenience typing the characters. We'll perform various operations on two numbers, but we will divide that whole program. Right? You said that you have sent me mail, but I have not checked yet. Your programming logic is good, but I don't know whether you tested all programs or not. You A lot of bugs were there. I didn't execute all programs, but I just went through your course and I found that these programs may not be executed, or if executed, they may not function properly. Okay. One or two programs I executed, not all, but all programs were having serious bugs. One more thing, there is always debate whether to put the break after the default or not. Right? Think on that. I'm just giving you some no point to ponder. Okay? Before really last, no. So Logically, break is not required. So why to put the break over there? What is the significance of that? Think on that. Those who are interested in exploring that C language, think on that. Rest, leave it. That's why I usually take small programs, because if I write one single large program, no, this is comparatively small program. But if I want to show you some big application, it will take 2 or 3 or 4 hours. So this is now a function definition, right? Okay. So a small program is written, right? We want to perform, rather, objective of program is not, no, it's not a big objective. I want to just cover, before I start, I'm going to start pointers. I want to cover everything from data types, declarations, printf, scanf, efails, no, ternary, then loops, case, special loop, everything inside one program. That's why I wrote this program, right? Suppose I write three. Or, is that correct? I don't know. So it might be correct. So if I say plus this 6, 8, so 4. Okay. So program is, what we have done is, uh, everything is tried. Okay. So these are prototypes. We are calling 4 functions. Okay. One is just adding 2 numbers. Another is just making a product. Third is a power function. Okay. Raise to 3 raised to 4 kind of thing. And last, fourth function is finding the largest. Okay. Tentatively, I had taken whichever, no, I can recall immediately. This variable declaration. Okay. One common variable intentionally I have. So this program again can be, explored in many ways. Intentionally, I have uh, tried to make it compact. So I have declared one common variable for result. So that result can be anything, right? Addition of 2 numbers is a result. Subtraction of 2 numbers is a result. And no, one raised to another, that is also a result. X raised to x is greater than y, that is also a result. Okay, this is a choice. Okay, for switch key, that is your menu. And this is a choice whether you want to execute that loop, whether do you want to execute that loop again and again, right? Now, this, that since it is initialized, it will go inside the, if you don't initialize, it won't go. It may go, it may not go. Okay, you need to take care that initialization of variable. Riju, you didn't initialize those variables in couple of programs, I hope so. So initialization very important. Then this is how I have divided that. Lot of things you can learn from this one single program. This is basically input. Okay, it is better to put one here. So this is actually a menu. Okay, clearly visible. Okay, uh, to a coder, right? To a coder. So this is the menu and input and output. Then this is a switch case block. This is a switch case block, right? Uh, and inside case, we are calling functions, right? So we are calling the function. So these are going to be arguments. This is going to be function names. Function is going to return, okay, one default we have given, and this, you know, all these things, right? So what is the result of operations that do we wish to continue? I have put that blank space. Don't forget that. Don't forget that, so that enter key is not stored here in the ch variable, right? Then these are function definitions, right? Here I have tried to avoid declaration of a few more variables. I have directly, so this is valid. Yesterday I didn't tell you this. This is valid, okay? One other way is to declare some variable here in t, right? And t is equal to something, right? T plus uh, q, right? And then return t. This is a one way. Another way of doing this, directly write that return p plus q. So this expression will be evaluated first, and then it will be value will be returned to the calling function. Okay. The same I have done everywhere. Okay. Instead of declaring those additional variables, these p and q, and these p and q are completely local to each of that function, right? No conflict is there, huh? Then this is a power function, okay, raised to this thing, and this is a ternary operator, okay. So one single statement, it will return the largest number between two numbers. So this is how the code will be executed. I will share this code along with you in text file, okay, if you want to study. But look at this program. It is properly indented. First thing, name of functions are self-explanatory. At least some kind of meaning is there. Then here you need to type just the prototypes. Okay, variable is not required here. Okay, just not prototype, just data type. Sorry, not prototype. You need to write here just data type. So how many you are going to send? Two variables. Okay, so first will be int, another will be int. First will be int, another will be int. And this is going to be the return type of each of that function. So this is a intimation to the compiler. Then I told you one single line is left here, right? Here as a logical division. Then switch case, here again one blank space, here again one blank space. Here also you can put that one blank, okay, so that it is clearly, no, program looks neat, perfect, okay, clean code, huh? And here you are taking, okay, do you want to continue or not, right? And then these, all these are function definitions, right? So that's all as far as functions are concerned. On the basis of this knowledge, right, we will start pointer chapter. Okay, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Okay, I will come to that. Okay, first of all, I will show you today. I will show you uh, how to debug the code, right? How to debug the code. Uh, Debugging is one of the important step of development, um, like preprocessor, no, compiler, linker, no, loader, interpreter. All these are, I told you in the first chapter. All these are uh, system software, right? Debugger is also a system software, right? Now, how to basically debugging uh, helps you to find the bugs. Bugs are basically unnoticeable uh, mistakes, logical mistakes, right? Basically, logical mistakes. Okay? I mean, you run the code, but you don't get the output you are looking for, you are expecting. Okay, and small, and lot of no, you write code in any programming language. Bugs are part of that any program, right? Like initialization of variable, incrementing, then syntaxes are there. Sometimes no, you don't put this ampersand, and you cannot no, you are not able to no find that because it doesn't give any kind of in the scanning function. If you don't write ampersand, okay, your program will run. I mean, there is no error, no warning, nothing is there. But if you go on writing very large program, okay, this is just a small program. How many lines are there? At the most, 80 lines are there. But by the end of this session, you would be writing somewhere around 150 to 100 lines of code, right? So these are just the academic versions, okay? But in real life, programs are very huge. So it becomes very difficult to find out all these things. Okay? So that helps you. The I will show you each of your this thing. Some of you are using that Dev C++. Dev C++ debugger also I will show you. Don't worry. Okay. See, method is everywhere same. Okay. Little bit of no that operations are different. Okay. Otherwise, everything is same. Dev C++, substantial community is using Dev C++. So I will show that debugger as well. I find these are a bit easy to understand, but that is also good one, right? Each compiler has got each IDE has got that debug facility. That is the reason this I told you some time back. These are not code block. We usually do not say as a compiler. We call it the IDE. Why? Because it's interactive development environment. Lot of debugger is part of that, right? So how to debug as far as code block is concerned? Okay, I will show you here. I'm putting here one. I'm putting here cursor. Okay, I think you can see this. Okay, and I'm pressing here run to cursor. Right. Let me see. So this is run to cursor. Right. So it will ask you some question. So I right now the program has gone into debug mode. You can see here, right? Yellow line is there. So right now control is here. I have taken that control because declaration, all these things, okay. I have taken control here, right? Now, if I go here in debug window and I press the watches, right? Now you can see lot of things here, right? I hope everything is visible here. I cannot change the font size here. So control is at while line number 17, right? Control is a line. So up till now, what has done? The control has entered inside main function x y. X contains 8, so that is a garbage value. X contains 8, y contains 67, result contains 59. All these are garbage values. Choice contains some huge value, garbage value, and ch contains y. Why does, because it is initialized. And what does it, 121, 121 is the ASCII value, right, of that y. Yeah, ASCII value, because 122 is z, no? So that's why it has printed 121, right? Now go here, right? There is a menu here, okay, sub menu. So there is a, now I have to, this watch I have to click here, because this is this window has got focus. I have to shift click here so that this window gets the focus. So this becomes now, this is enabled now. So it goes to run to cursor, next line, step into, step out, next instruction, and step into instruction. Okay, so I will go to the I will go step into, I will go into the step into. So what does it mean step into? It will check this condition whether ch is equal to y. Okay, so condition is true here. So since condition is true, it will go inside. Just check here, it goes inside. Why? Because condition was true, ch was containing y. So now printf function, yellow lines here marker says that uh, control has not control has reached printf, but printf is yet to be executed. Control has not passed to printf function in the library, right? Now, as far as this is a library function, we won't be interested in going inside the library. There is no point, because, and if you go, you won't understand anything, right? So here, don't press that step into, just next line, right? So if you see here output window, nothing is there as of now, right? Because printf function is not yet executed, right? I go to the next line, you can see here output, enter two numbers, right? But control has not yet gone inside scanf function, right? Control has reached to the scanf function. Again, I will go next line. When I press next line, now see here, yellow marker is not there. So it has gone here to take the input, because control is inside the scanf function. So I will enter, suppose, uh, 2 and 4, right? And press enter. Now, now you will not get output because program is in debug mode, right? Here you won't get any output. I mean, you won't get any, because switch case block is yet to be executed. Okay, so see, you can see here yellow marker is now reached here, line number 22. So that's why you have not got anything here, right? So what is now x contains 2, y contains 4, because you entered that. Result still contain 59, garbage. Choice contains some garbage, right? So now I will go for the next line, right? I'll go next line, next line, next line, next line, right? So you will get here output. Enter 1, 2, 3, 4. Enter your choice, right? Now I will press again next line, right? You may not be able to do all these things in first pass. Okay, it took me for years to understand all these things, right? So enter your choice, right? So I will enter here choice. What is the choice? Suppose I enter 3, right? So now 3 will be stored in that choice variable, right? Choice name contains 3, right? Now these 3, okay, and these 3 will be compared, right? We will check. Okay, we will go step into, right? Have you checked? It has gone directly to case 3, right? Because case 1 will not match, case 2 it won't match, because choice contains, this choice contains here 3, right? And this 3 and this one doesn't match, so it goes here directly. Now see here what happens. Okay, the control has reached to statement statement result is equal to power x comma y, right? So I will go uh, inside statement, not next statement. I will go to the next statement, right? Not I will go to inside statement, right? Step into, right? So I step into, you can see the control will pass when this is goes into execution mode. This function will be called and control will pass there. Just see here, step into, as control pass to the power function, right? All variables, you won't see any this function, you won't see any variable from main function here, right? You are inside the power function, you can see function arguments, p and q are function arguments. I told you, no? And x will be x is copied to p and y is copied to 4, right? And then local variables are there. So I contains some garbage value, r contains some, this statement is yet not executed. So yet not executed. So I will go to the step into. So now r contains 1. So Udaya, just you told me how this power functions. I am showing you how power function works. At the same time I am showing you the debugging, how to debug the code, right? So here I didn't show earlier because once students know debugging, they start applying their mind and no, each program they use debug. Okay, that is a big problem. They don't put their logic at all. I don't usually use the debug. Okay, we should not use when you go for the professional, no, in the industry and there, because you know all the language and all these things. Okay, and you make mistakes in that. The debugger, when initially, then you rely on that debugger, right? You are putting your that everything, you are handing over that everything to the debugger. Okay, so you are crippled. So it is better to write our own code on our own. In exceptional cases, you are trying hard, you are not able to find that, then go for the debugging, right? This is suggestion. After all, what you do, I cannot see from here, right? So this is step into. So you can check now. I is equal to 1, r is equal to 1, and q is 4. Now what is the p raised to q? Multiply 2 by 2 4 times, right? So that's why I am running this loop for 4 times. Okay, and here r is equal to r into p. So initially r is 1 and p is 2. So what will be contain when this statement is executed? What will happen? See here, code has gone for again checking here. Now what is r? R has become 2. What is the value of I? 1, right? So it will become 2 now, and the condition will be tested. So here, step into. So I becomes 2 now. Now again r contains 2 and p is 2. So 2 into 2. So it will be 4, right? Then I becomes 3 here. I showed you, no, the control goes again back to I did testing will be also done, right? So here I becomes 3 now, and again 4 into 2. So that is becomes 8, right? Now I less than or equal to q yet. Yes. So step into, now r becomes, what is that? It will become 16, I think. 16, right? Now I is 4, right? It will become now 5. So control goes outside the loop, right? And return r. So this value, whatever, what does the r contain? 16. So that will be returned, right? So you get result as 16, right? Now the control is at the break statement, so it will break and control will go outside the uh, switch case, right? Why? Because break is there, so it goes here, and then again it will ask printf this that, right? So I hope this is clear how the everything works. I am stopping the debugger.